My first big break, it was funny because I was actually ready to quit dance. So I was at a friend's house. I was training in LA, and I kind of was over dance. Like it was, I was in the process of like going to auditions, getting cut, audition, cut, audition, cut, and you're like, you start to lose hope, faith in yourself, and your friends are like, no, like just come train, da da da, and
It's wide. He's not hitting you with this. It's wide, so it's got your whole body. You don't know your camera, Shaq.
but I wasn't out for long because it did two things for me. It gave me the low, right? So it was like COVID, then work kind of started doing again, and then they kind of dropped me because I injured myself. So injury for a dancer is like super mental because I use my body. It definitely puts you in a dark place, but I had to trust in my talent and the gift I have in dance, and really just say that it's gonna be okay. I'm pushing through, and in about 5 months, I came back from my Achilles. I did my first music video 5 months later. I did my first backflip 5 months after surgery. It only took me 5 months because I had the determination. Like I was so low that I couldn't get any lower. And then I was like, all right, cool. I might as well get to work, and then let's get back at it. And then I kind of got myself motivated again to, put myself back into the position I need to be in. But every day is a fear, and you can't be afraid of it. Life is just life. You can't be afraid, so you just gotta attack it every day. It is what it is. I'm here. I'm in France. I'm about to perform with Chris Brown. As an artist, yes, you have to be a little delusional for sure. Like I was saying, you have those ups and downs, but mentally, you have to just know, and we used to say you the shit. Like my friends, I have a really close circle of friends. My original dance crew that I started with, A-Team, Las Vegas.
Making it happen, crew.
I would always talk to my circle of brothers, and they would always be like, bro, they'd be like, do you know who you are? And I'm like, and they're like, bro, you're him. Like, you got to remember that. Like, you are that guy. Like, you're the one. Like, you are it. And when you tap into that, like when you actually go, you know what? Yeah, you're right. I am the guy. You're exactly who I think I am. That's how delusional you have to be to obviously like be on stage and be able to keep a presence and push energy out to thousands of people on a stage. You have to be a little bit delusional to progress in your craft. Yeah. Whatever art you're in, like even if it's videography and photography, or art itself or music, anything, you have to have that delusion a little bit of like, no, I'm the one. This is my purpose. This is why I'm here. And this is what I want to do. Like you said, this is something that I've always strived for, is to tour and travel the world. So then it's like, what's next? And obviously the next big thing is Chris Brown. So the way I did, honestly, I did mine in the most genuine way as possible. Like I believe in genuine connection. I don't want to be that person that kind of like sneaks up behind someone's back to get a connection, or like Or if I see someone else making a connection, I'm like, sneak me in there, like get me in there, you know? Like I kind of just want to do it naturally and organically. So like I said, that audition I went to kind of started it off. I met Amy. Then Amy was like introducing me to people. Then you kind of just start to meet people here and there. And just for me being like my genuine self, like I kind of just wasn't too worried about like making a business connection. I was kind of making more personal connections.
Who's ready for Taylor Swift?
Like, I just want to be a homie. Like, I'm not even worried about working with you for a job or something like that. I kind of just want to know you as a person. Because I would like to work with people that are my friends over, like, business partners. I wasn't really worried about making, like, networking to where, like, hey, I'm Toshi, I can dance. You know, book me for a job. Now that I've been in the industry for so long, the number of like network percentage towards dance is maybe 90 to 10%.
And life will change at any moment.
So 10% is dance. You can dance. I know you can dance. But 90% of that is gonna be our connection. How cool are we? Because if we're cool and I know you can dance, I'm just gonna book you for a job. Like even this choreographer here, Josh Smith for Chris Brown. And then he just calls me up and goes, hey, you wanna go on tour? And I'm like, yeah, fuck yeah. Hell yeah, I'm going on tour.
This is our 13th show. We had 12 shows before this one. So the way, the energy, the excitement, it's all built up. And this one's gonna be a big one. Paris, get ready.
I started dancing at 12, but once I got a certain age, dance kind of just took over, and I kind of like fell in love with dance, and then I was like, yo, this is insane.
I'ma need to see your fucking hands at the concert. I'ma need to see your fucking hands.
Because I got a little taste of the stage in high school, you know, like a high school performance, just at my school, you know, and then like some friends was like, come on stage and dance, and then I felt like the energy, and I was like,
the best living or dead, hands down, huh? Let's talk more here right now.
Comes from like the, you know, the hoods, the streets of LA, so it's like really, like, you know, gangsters went in the crump, and then kind of, you know, they created this style. That's one of my first styles. I've been crumping since in 2000, like maybe 5, 6. So yeah, I'm like second gen of crump. At that time, I was a battlehead. So like, I didn't have like audition clothes. I didn't have a headshot, no resume.
Gosh, it's cool now. Now I'm gonna do new now. Think you motherfucker really need to cool down.
I just went to the audition completely just like, whatever happens, happens. I don't care. I don't care. Yeah, nothing to lose. I'm not worried about it. The audition was the Other Side music video. That was the original music video that I started with Jason Derulo. They hired me from that audition. It kind of started to take off for me. The main thing is dance kind of puts the pieces together, you know? It kind of amplifies the show. It just makes the show bigger than what it is, you know? It's like, we're not on stage for the artist, like we're with the artist. You gotta learn how to work with the artist, you know, understand each other's energy while we're on stage.
I can get it now, don't you? I just want it all. I can get enough, you
so much respect for the artists that dance and sing. I mean, the show, Chris is a dance artist, so obviously there's so much dance in his show. Even when we're not on stage dancing with him, he's still on stage dancing himself. Everything is built around, like this show specifically is built around his like 20-year legacy of all his hits.
Chris Brown.
Dance is heavy in like the beginning and the end of the show. But we have like, you know, little vignettes of dance in between the second and third act. So it's kind of like a roller coaster. A lot of things changed, but rehearsals kept going. We kept pushing. We kept faith, you know. And when he got back in there, it was like, let's get it. The show must go on.